Hi guys, it's Tam. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a journal with me, and I don't know if most people know, but May is Mental Health Month, and so I will be journaling in a journal for the month of May that I am entitling my mental health journal for 2021. So I am going to make a conscious effort to journal every day for 31 days in this journal. All of them won't be uploaded to this channel, but I have set aside at least 7 videos that I want to do with you guys, and in the process of doing these videos I want to give you some mental health facts that you may or may not know. So I think in one way or another, just a little backstory about me and how mental health has impacted my life personally. I honestly want to say that in some form or another, since I was a teenager, probably around maybe 13 years old, I've dealt with some form of mental health issues, whether that is slight depression, nothing major, but feelings of inadequacy, suicidal thoughts and things like that. And so as I grew older, and I know it sounds cliche, but as I got older and I concentrated on developing my relationship with God, for those who don't know, I'm a believer in Jesus Christ. That helped me, and so I was able to cope with mental illness, and I wasn't as affected by it as I was when I was younger. And so up until recently, I would say maybe the last couple of years, I have had a second bout with mental health, and basically I'm hoping to come out of it like I did once before. So most of the issues that I was dealing with just became stressful, and that stress led to health problems. And then my mom got sick, and eventually she passed away, and just all of those things kind of became my stressor. And so whereas I am not coping with it the way I want to, I feel like I'm still dealing with I'm still on the side of really not as healthy mentally as I want to be. And so hopefully I'll be able to have a testimony like I did once before, and be able to say, okay, that's behind me now, and I'm able to function and cope and move forward a whole lot better. So that's my plan. So mental health awareness and just talking about mental health is very important to me. And so I just feel like it's something we don't need to shy away from. So it's awesome that a month has been set aside just to focus on mental health and to get around the stigma relating, to mental health illnesses, and for us to just talk about it. It's nothing to be ashamed of, and it's not a feeling of you not able to cope with life, and you're making excuses, and whatever that looks like. People have so many different ideas and assumptions about mental health, and the biggest one for me, I think, is because people can't see mental health illnesses. They don't believe it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could have something going on in your mind, in your thoughts, and people, they don't believe that what you have going on is the truth, or maybe they don't believe you have anything going on at all. But I feel like a lot of people are forced to deal with mental health on their own, and you really don't have anybody to talk about it with or go through it with. And so a lot of times you find yourself isolated and dealing with it, trying to deal with it on your own. But I'm currently taking medication for my mental health, and it does help. But at the end of the day, I honestly feel like, because mental health comes with so many different imbalances, sometimes they want to over medicate, sometimes they under medicate. So it just depends on who your doctor is, and you guys just working out the kinks of that, making sure that you're getting what you need. So I'm journaling for the month of May about mental health, and it is something that is near and dear to my heart. And so this is basically like a little art journal that I'm doing for the month of May. I'm putting down paint. I printed all these different things from the internet. I'm sticking those down with glue, and for each day I'm going to do a little bit of writing, and that's pretty much it. So I'm using this as an opportunity to just reflect on where I am, to not discount or to not be realistic about my mental health diagnosis, and to just, strive to get better. That's all you really can do, and there is no timeline on it. And so if you had asked me if I would be where I am mentally a few years ago, I would have denied it wholeheartedly. I would have said, no, that's something in the past. I'm not going to, deal with that anymore. In my adult life, I'm a different person. But we never know where we're going to end up in terms of having to, for things to resurface again that you may have gone through in the past. Never say never, because we honestly don't know where this life may take us, what kind of twists and turns and different directions we may end up going. And at the end of the day, the only thing we can do is do our best and not let people make us feel like we're not doing our best. Every day is, a good day if you wake up on this side of heaven. So, and for those of us who are believers, the Bible tells us to live is Christ and to die is gain. So, either or, we'll take it. So I just feel like it's just something that we need to continue to talk about. And I'm just going to read off some statistics for each one of these videos that I post here on my channel, just so that we can think about some of the things that mental health comes with, and that you may or may not know. And you may not be dealing with mental health personally, but you may know someone who is affected by it. So just having some sort of idea as to what goes on with people who are battling different things. And mental health encompasses so many different things. There's not just one mental illness. Mental illnesses cross so many different spectrums. So if we're talking about depression, anxiety, bulimia, anorexia, panic attacks, PTSD. There's so many different things, stuff that you can't see physically with the natural eye that people have going on inside their brains. So all different kinds of chemical imbalances that people are dealing with that causes them not to function the way that a normal person may function, not to deal with issues that a normal person, the same way a normal, quote unquote, normal person may deal with it. But that's just a part of life. Everybody has their own way of dealing with things. And I think people with mental illnesses are still able to deal with things, just not in the way that, you may be able to deal with it, or someone else may be able to deal with it. And some things that they're just not able to deal with. So you have two sides of that, where they deal with things differently than you, and then the other side is some things they don't want to deal with at all. So the only thing you can do if you're battling yourself is to just try your best. And the other thing to do if you're not battling it yourself, but you are connected to someone who may be dealing with it, is to just make yourself available to talk. And there are certain things that I think people say that doesn't always help. Oh, it's gonna be okay, just don't think about it, just don't stress out, just don't worry. And none of those things work, honestly. So everybody has different coping mechanisms, and sometimes, like I said, you have to be on some form of medication, which may or may not work. The dose may be too high, the dose may be too low, but again, that's something you work out with your mental health professional, and make sure that you're getting the help that you need. So 7 things I want to give you guys, and these are in no particular order, But 7 facts that you may or may not know about mental health. 6.9% of all adults in the United States, that's estimately 16 million people, had at least one major depressive episode in the past year. More than 90% of people who die by suicide show symptoms of a mental health condition. Approximately 1 in 5 adults in the United States, that's estimately 43.8 million or 18.5%, experience mental illness in a given year. 1 in 5 18 to 25-year-olds have experienced a mental illness in the past year. 18.1% of adults in the United States experience an anxiety disorder such as post-traumatic stress disorder, obsessive compulsive disorder, and specific phobias. Access to insurance and treatment increased as healthcare reform has reduced the rates of uninsured adults. And in a survey, 80% of employees stated that workplace stress has affected their personal relationships. So those are just 7 facts that you may or may not have known about mental health, but just wanted to share. And again, I'll be giving these little tidbits in each one of these videos that I upload so that you can just think and reflect on some of the things that mental health awareness needs to push out into the general public for people who may or may not have experienced it or may not have dealt with it before. And there's levels to it. So again, you have high functioning people and you have low functioning people, and it just depends on where you are on that spectrum. If you personally are having to deal with something, some days you're not having a good day, and there are other days it's almost like some people say you have multiple personalities or some form of bipolar. And so, I mean, some days you have highs and lows. And so, whereas you can't explain it, or I can't explain it, the way, my episodes sometimes work is that, I just get up and I just mentally feel drained, and I just don't feel like dealing with anything or anyone. And so that comes across, in a variety of different ways, one of which I don't want to interact. I don't want to talk. I have to force myself to get out of bed and, try to do something like my job. There are days when honestly, I just can't function at work. And so it just, it's attention deficit disorder, where you just can't focus and, do what it is you need to do. But, again, sometimes the medicine helps, sometimes it doesn't. And then there are some days where it's just a part of your everyday norm, and you just try to get through each day the best you can. So I figured this was an excellent opportunity for me to just do some journaling about mental health awareness and, the mental health month, which is May. And I feel like it's just some things that people need to be comfortable talking about, and don't feel like it's a personal failure because you're having to deal with some sort of mental health disorder. So and you don't know what your trigger is going to be. And like I said, for me, I would have never guessed that I would be where I am in terms of my mental health. But I have dealt with issues before in the past, attempted suicide and different things like that as a teenager, but never as an adult. I never would have thought that, it would have come to just having all these different episodes and feelings and emotions and not wanting to be where you are. That's the thing with a lot of people who are suffering from mental health. They don't want to be the way that they are. They wish they could be quote unquote normal. But again, I mean, you have to deal with the cards that you have been dealt and just do the best you can. And don't let people make you feel like you're inadequate because you're having to deal with challenges. You just get up every day and do your version of your best and let the rest, be what it's going to be. So again, I'm just, journaling this month in observance of Mental Health Month. And I just, wanted to share this journey with you guys. So again, I won't be uploading every day, or I won't be uploading all 31 days. As you can see on the video, I've done a couple of days already without you guys. So I've already started this journal, and I'll just be popping in and out throughout the month. And again, my goal is to upload at least 7 videos throughout the month of May concerning mental health awareness in this journal that I'll be working in. And you guys, if you feel comfortable doing so, leave a comment down below and let me know if you have struggled, are struggling, or know someone who is struggling with mental health, and leave that down below just so we can have an open and transparent conversation about it. Again, it's nothing to be ashamed of. It is what it is, guys. You know, we're gonna just eradicate the stigma surrounding mental health disorders and just bring awareness to people who just may not know what to do, what to say, and how, you know, these things affect people on a variety of different levels. So down below in the description of this video is all of my information, which includes my P.O. box, my Instagram account, my email address, my second channel, which is the Bible journaling channel where I journal in my Bible and talk about my faith. All of that is listed down below if you're interested in checking out any of that information. And if you're not a subscriber, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also hit the notification bell so you can know when I upload new videos. It is always a pleasure, guys. And I hope you guys are doing well. As always, please stay safe. And I'll look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. Bye.